getting ready to head down the stretch in the Americans volleyball season. And today, a key matchup to start November as the first Sunday of the month will play out here in Pirate Nation. East Carolina playing host to a resurgent Temple Owls team. As we welcome you into Minges Coliseum, I'm Patrick Johnson. Amanda Poole is with me. Great to have her here. Boy, you've picked a great time to come here today. This was a five-setter when they played in Philadelphia. But what's interesting, Amanda, is since they met on Broad Street back on October 10th, these programs have kind of taken a divergence from one another and really a 180 from where they were at the time.
Yeah, it's personnel, right? When you look at this East Carolina team, they've lost some players. They're down. They've got youth, and they're battling through those injuries. Meanwhile, Temple fully healthy for the first time in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and as a result, they've cobbled together 3 wins in a row. And one of the reasons they have, the play of Christiana Green. She's been outstanding, especially against Charlotte in that nooner on Friday.
Yeah, the sophomore outside continues to elevate her game. Career high 22 kills last week, topped by a 24-kill outing against Charlotte on Friday. Head coach Linda Hampton-Keith says it's Green's work ethic and athleticism that combines for the product we've seen the past few weeks.
On the Pirate end of things, it's next woman up, and that's been Violet Haken, the Wilmington freshman.
Yeah, the freshman outside making her 4th career start in her 9th collegiate match. Talk about performing when your numbers called. A career-high 14 kills against Rice on Friday at an efficient 333 clip. Haken, one of a handful of underclassmen tasked with a heavy load this season as the Pirates battle through those injuries.
Here's what's been going on with these two over the last couple of weeks, and boy, Green, nobody's really been better in the American as far as kills per set, both hitting at a very respectable percentage. And then you look at the digs per set, Green's really been everywhere. She's kind of a walk-in double-double potentially for the Owls.
Yeah, and just started playing that 6th rotation, so she's able to pick up those defensive numbers. They like her on the court as much as possible.
Here's what's at stake. Right now, Temple would be in if the conference tournament started today and the top 8 qualify. They're tied with UTSA, as you see. They picked up a huge win against Charlotte on Friday afternoon. As for East Carolina, it's a pretty simple mentality, Amanda. It's just, we got to take care of business, just got to get in and see if we have a chance to maybe make a run for the postseason.
Yeah, and for the Owls, it's a little personal, right? Last year, they were tied for 8th, thought they were going to make it into the tournament, and then they lost that tiebreaker against UAB, so just out of the tournament top 8. So they are eager to finish November strong.
ECU played pretty well against Rice, and the Owls may not have played their best game, but it's a bird of a different feather with Temple in town today. 5-setter last time in Philadelphia, as we mentioned early last month. Well, that Rice team has played very, very well over the course of time. Look at the Temple bench as they are making a few last-minute notations. And we are almost ready for the show to begin here from Greenville. First serve about to commence, and it'll be the Owls serving at 14-11 overall, winners of 3 in a row. That followed a 7-game losing skid for them, and Bacon a little too strong on her first opportunity, or rather Haken a little too strong on her first opportunity. You kept telling me Bacon before. I've got it my own phonetic way, and so, you know, it's brunch hour.
That's how I've been memorizing it.
Know where your mind is. Well, mine too, apparently. I set up the roll shot, unable to convert as the Owls were there at the net. The blocks are going to be interesting in this game. Temple really good against Charlotte at the net on Friday. Representative there. As for East Carolina, did not hit well in the middle or as far as their block goes. And had a hard time with Rice's block the other night. That's going to be the first Pirate point.
And that's the freshman, Haken, there on the outside, having to step up. We talked about her inexperience, but stepping up when her number's called, and that's going to be key today.
El Jackson out of Louisville has got 13 service aces. That's another area where the Pirates were a little deficient the other night. But against Temple in October, he recorded 10 service aces. And if you really look at today with the firepower kind of out of the lineup, you and I were talking before, it's your coverage defensively if you're ECU, and they've got to get it done at the service line.
Yeah, you have to get this Temple team out of system. You don't want to see a tempo, quick set coming at you hard.
And right now, the Temple block is at least having an impact at the net. Tried to make the adjustment to hit it over Katie Hickey, the 6'2 senior. And also Hummel on that side as well, and it was hit too strong. Here we go, the serve coming up from Leah Harper, who had a really good game against ECU during the meeting in Philadelphia. It's going to be a service error there, and so 4-2 ECU serving. What a year for Taryn Gilreath. Trying to set up the middle, but could not get it cleanly to her. Gilreath, bit of a bad swing by Northcross, and so it'll be a point for the Owls. Out of Denver now. Here is Cairo Bentley, transferred from VCU and Boise State. Bentley is interesting. She played her first season of college volleyball back in 2019. We talked all these years about COVID and the COVID period and the COVID extra. There was somebody in her playing before COVID. That's how long she's been playing volleyball, Bentley. It's crazy to think about, isn't it? Chance for Haken, who is along that back row. Too strong there from Olivia Hummel.
But there is touch. Owls keep the ball.
Yep. Here's Green out of Columbia. We talked about her. It's a little bit of a homecoming for her. Also, Alyssa Finister, number 17. You see her in your screen. There's the Pirates burn a timeout. And we'll step aside. We'll tell you about Finister and a little more on the Owls when we return.
Serwire means to serve. To us, it means more. It means to champion success. Not just for students, but for a community, for a city, for a region, for the greater good. It means championing you as you strive to answer the questions that matter. Not just who can I be, but how can I help? Serwire, to serve means more at East Carolina University.
This is where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
Temple to serve here. We told you about Alyssa Finister in there, the Cypress, Texas senior who played a couple of seasons here in Greenville, transferred to Temple as Green with the error. So the timeout stymies the Owls' momentum, draws the Pirates to within 3 here, and now Northcross will prepare to serve. Playing with a bit of a sprained wrist. You see her right hand taped up. That has really hampered her. X-rays have not revealed any sort of break or damage that way. She is playing with a little bit of pain today.
Kai Bailey, a big block from Green coming from the back row. Bailey able to absorb that swing, shut it down for ECU.
See where Bailey is in the blocks per set off the top of the tape. Green was there off the back row. Too strong for Hummel again. Hummel's another one, too. A bit of a homecoming for her. She's from Cary. Went to Green Level High School, and her Gators won the 8A state championship yesterday in Raleigh, defeating West Forsyth. Gators undefeated this year for Green Level, winning the state title. Nice job to tool that through the block there. Holly Huff's going to have a big offensive day for East Carolina to have success today.
Yeah, this kill sponsored by that dig from Northcross, though, in that back left. But yeah, Huff with the power through the block.
7-7. Pirates on a 4-0 run. Nice touch by Gilchrist. And that'll be a point for the Owls. Also, you'll note Gonzalez Marati is in there. Daniela Gonzalez Marati out of Garabo, Puerto Rico, the freshman setter. They will play her along the front row because of that height at 6 foot, but also they feel like she gives them more of a presence there. They've had a good yin and yang with their setters as Temple this year.
And that's something that Coach Hampton Keefe said. She feels like she doesn't, praise them as much as she probably should because the impact that they have had when they're in and the way they work together. And it is kind of hard when you work with different setters to find that rhythm, find that tempo in your offense, but they have done it so well this season.
Hummel's got a little adrenaline going. Coming back to North Carolina, you would think. Seems to be hitting everything long. She was able to power it through a block a minute ago, but has hit a couple here in live play and also on that serve long. Katie Shuley, another one of those freshmen who've been pressed into action maybe a little more. Nice ball there. So you put Temple ahead too. And now the former Pirate Finister. 18 service aces for her. Out of the Houston area. And probably a little bit of juice for her too, coming back to where she once played and hit it long.
That floater just sailing.
It's already the 4th service error on the Owls here. Aces even, or rather 1-0 as far as aces go, Temple. Oh, nice job at the net there. Bailey, despite Green skying and letting it rip.
Kai Bailey, one of the bright spots for ECU. Top 4 in the conference in blocks per set, top 5 in total blocks. She is a force at the net.
Tied at 10. Nice adjustment on the move by Harper, Leah Harper, who had a good game against the Pirates in Philly. Excellent work there by Jackson to get to it at the libero spot, and it leads to a point. And that's an illustration of what you talked about there. Got to have some coverage today from that defensive specialist libero spot in order to set up and be able to score from the pins. Pirates with the lead until that tying point.
Leah Harper doing a nice job of tooling off the block. ECU picking up a couple big shutdowns, but now it's a matter of Temple can respond and use that block to their advantage.
Lexi Yoza, junior out of Scottsdale in Arizona, went to Notre Dame Prep, that renowned athletics tradition there. And Green, just trying to make contact, winds up scoring a point.
Gilbreth trying to dump it over, but Yoza doing a nice job of serving, then coming back to play defense to get that ball up and alive.
That's Bailey from the right side. Now she'll head out. Northcross returns.
2 blocks and make it a kill now for Kai Bailey.
With all of these players out for the Pirates, Buchanan, who had 15 kills in the matchup in Philadelphia, you're going to need the middles to be offensive today, I think, if you're Adler Augustine.
Yeah, you also just need to diversify that attack, right? Because Temple's going to key in on Haken, so you need that middle to be able to disguise some offensive attacks, fool those Temple blockers.
Yeah, that's a great point. Temple the lead, 13 serving 12 here with Leah Harper doing the honors. Let's dig off the back row by Yoza. Pirates tying it up.
Northcross on the slide, coming down hard with that swing. A great route for Northcross, a good angle on that right side pin.
So back to Gilchrist, preseason all-conference selection. Tried to find the corner and could not.
Both teams kind of struggling a little bit with those service errors because they want to serve so aggressive. It's that balance you have to find.
Bentley did not play at Boise State last season, wrapping up her collegiate career. Oh, nice one-hand setup there, and it's hammered. What a wonderful delivery from Gilchrist.
Talk about timing. It might not be pretty, but Gilchrist making it work. And she's got this great connection with Northcross above the tape.
With see where she is, over 8 assists per set, 663 coming into play today, and another attempt at that back left corner hits long for the Pirates. Between these two, 7 service errors. And it's an illustration of what you said, trying to serve aggressive. That's not serving sloppy. They're just trying to be fine because they know how important every point is going to be today. Gilchrist again. What a swing by Huff on that right side.
It's a nice serve receive from Elle Jackson, the libero, really absorbing that float serve power to get her hitters in position.
Memphis senior, 6'1", Maria Northcross, and she sends it long. That is her 43rd service error of the year. Now 8 errors between these two Pirates.
And just one ace, right? So you're still working on that balance.
It's out of whack right now for sure. Hummel. Temple there at the net. Nice tandem block. Puts the Owls up 2.
That is Gonzalez Marati and Alyssa Finister on that block. A big wall that's 5'11" and 6 foot shutting down the play.
Went to the adjustment. Oh, sweeping in. Nice hustle by Hummel. Pirates will try again. Hummel again, lunging to her right. Coming in is Haken. In the middle, the setup from the Pirates leads to a Bailey point.
Great hustle on Temple's side defensively, but it's the Pirates who put the bow on this rally thanks to Kai Bailey once again. Look at that free ball getting up, setting the middle instead of just going to your outside again. Great decision for the Pirates.
Oh, dinked over the setter dump from Gonzalez Marati.
We talk about this offensive system that they've kind of added here this season with these 2 setters, and this is why they like Gonzalez Marati in the front row, because she can finesse. Look at that, fakes it out with the set, grabs that left hand and dumps it down.
She and Rivera, part of the Puerto Rican national team program for this Temple outfit. Opportunity there for Tegan Chirapata, who comes in, another freshman out of Appleton, Wisconsin.
Chirapata in transition gets the pass and then puts it down.
So now Ali Buttram. Stop me if you've heard this before. Another freshman for the Pirates preparing to serve. It's out of San Antonio. Had 4 digs the other night against Rice. Towering setup on the back bump. And set up Green coming in. What an effort to lay out near pancake. Almost a pancake there from Jackson. And it'll be Temple scoring the point despite the hustle.
Right idea for the Pirates here in the front row, trying to just find some open court in zone 2, but just outside the line for the Temple point.
How quickly up off her feet was Leah Harper there. The spring and the Georgia Tech transfer, part of that storied Yellow Jacket program. And the Owls are first to the red zone at 20. Temple won the first set in Philadelphia back on October 10th by 10. And that's Green sticking with it, slams it down. And that'll prompt ECU to burn their final timeout. Linda Hampton-Keith, coached for a few years at NC State, 4th year at Temple, 55 wins, led the Wolfpack to back-to-back 20-win seasons. She actually coached the first event at the refurbished Reynolds Coliseum way back when. And the Wolfpack, last making the NCAA tournament with her as head coach, has found a home in Philadelphia. You noted before they were right there in that 8th spot last year. Didn't work out for them. 14-16 a year ago. And they are playing for quite a lot. Their approach to this, making the 8 that get into the tournament, is a little different. They're not really vocalizing it so much as a staff to players. And with all of these faces coming back together from the injury front, they're just trying to mesh them so they're playing well throughout the run here in November.
I mean, coaches harp on it for a reason, that one match at a time mentality, because you do want your players to be locked in on the task at hand, the scout at hand. Obviously, they have postseason goals. They have the way they want to finish the season, but you don't get there unless you start with what's in front of you, keeping your feet where they are.
And another block at the net, that time Katie Hickey.
Hickey now with 2 blocks today, and she's somebody who was unavailable the last time these two teams met a couple weeks ago, so she's been a force, a different force for the Pirates to try to handle today.
Oh, what a serve there. How about that from Yoza?
The second ace of the day for Temple, just the second between both squads.
And Yoza, that is her 17th of the season. It's having to hustle here. Send it over. Yoza, the setup. Too strong, though, for Hickey.
Great opportunity for Temple, missed opportunity for the Owls in that free ball system, wanting that quick set, unable to finish.
I mean, that was almost too easy.
Yep.
So the Pirates with a glimmer of hope here, trying to erase this 5-point deficit. Haken, and the freshman trying to find some room over that lengthy Temple block. That presence at the net hits it too long, and now we've got set point.
Shot selection, such a mature skill that takes a lot of experience to build up. That one, right idea, just wrong placement.
10 attack errors for the Pirates today. And for Haken, you noted it, 5th start, her 9th game. She doesn't have a whole lot of experience from earlier in the season to draw on because of being in concussion protocol. The veteran comes through, Northcross, she's got a ton of experience to draw from. Made a nice play there, sliding up and in, roll shot. And again, it's down to 5. Can the Pirates get something going maybe from the service line to try to push this to extra points here in the first? Came down on Bentley in a hurry. Green met at the net. And they're going to say ECU was in the net. Haken expressing a little frustration, and that's how we'll end the first. The Owls hitting 174 for the first set. All over the floor, and they are up 25-19 through 1. When you have two teams that are so carefully and closely matched with one another, what you do serving the volleyball comes into play. It's kind of had the an effect that's a detriment today. Both these teams uncharacteristically long on a lot of serves.
Yeah, combined 8 service errors from both sides, 4 apiece. And obviously you want to serve aggressive, you want to get teams out of system, but you also want to be able to string points together to win sets and win matches. And you look at what ECU, the reason why they lost set 1 was efficiency, picking up too many mistakes. Lost set 1 by 6 points, had 6 more errors than Temple when it comes to that attack. So both teams looking to clean things up in set 2.
With all of these new faces playing enhanced roles for ECU, this is a very strategic huddle that Adler Augustine is breaking from with his team right now. As for Temple, feeling really good about themselves on the road, up 1-0. They've also won 3 in a row after that lengthy losing streak. It seemed more like kind of a create our own energy, looser kind of huddle for them in between sets.
Yeah, we had the band playing, the ECU band playing, and the Owls just using that energy for themselves on the road here, creating their own energy, doing a little dance in the huddle, trying to stay loose and stay energetic. Obviously, it's easier to make that energy after a win.
Adler Augustine in his 6th year. By the way, I didn't hear the band. I'm kidding. They're right there beside us practically. 51-32 since the start of the 23 season. This has probably been the most trying season for Coach Adler, as they call him, since when he first got here, and it was a big culture shift at that time. Led the Pirates to back-to-back postseason appearances in the NIVC. They had designs on the NCAA this year with everything they had coming back, but then the injuries really started late last season with Ángeles Alderete, and they have continued without Sydney Buchanan today, without Ellie Pate today. Of course, Pate didn't play against the Owls in Philadelphia, and then Brooklyn Allison out injured, but also with family right now, and we wish the very best to that family, some of the things they are dealing with at this moment. But it is certainly a lot of key players with a lot of experience and a lot of offensive firepower that is not available to the Pirates seemingly for the rest of the season.
And the storyline continues, back-to-back service errors to start set 2.
Yoza with the setup, and it is complete. Harper smashes it to the floor here at Minji's Coliseum.
Leah Harper now leading her team with 4 kills. This one, you just feel like she's levitating there for a minute. Big high approach, contacting the ball at a high level, bringing down the hammer.
Tapped over, nice job to lay out by Yoza. Getting a hand on it is Jackson. He sends it over. Green with the angle.
Green does such a nice job of being able to read the defense at that time, finding the split, just taking what the defense is giving her cross court.
Jousted for it, the net. Gilworth was there, and it winds up being a Pirate point. Not the most conventional, but if you're ECU, you will take it. Taryn Gilworth receiving some in-season weekly honors from the American Conference. He's been a real steady player for the Pirates in that setter's role. Set up for the freshman who had to make an adjustment. Pirates still control. Slapping it over there, ECU. And Jackson cannot get to it.
Good swing by Olivia Hummel off the high hands. Good hustle from East Carolina libero. Unable to get it up.
Bentley was an all-A-team first teamer a 10 first-teamer in the 2022 season. And she'll serve again here with her team leading by 3 in the second set. Tyra Bentley, 6 foot, red player. And I think the green card has come out. Pirates feel like there was a touch. So our first review of the day, the initial ruling ball out.
Let's take another look at this. The high hands and outside of the block. I don't see a touch.
No, there's nothing there that would seem to indicate that. See if we see something here.
Looking for a fingertip bent backwards or to the side, or that ball changing direction. I think it was right on the outside of that block for Temple.
This might also be another opportunity for Adler Augustine to preserve timeouts and just, what the heck, you're down 3 here, because it's been a little bit of a slow start. And with the offensive challenges that the Pirates are experiencing here today and are having to deal with, you don't want to get too far behind Temple here in what you're hoping will be a nip-tuck set that will allow you to tie it up. Because that seemed pretty obvious. Well, these teams met in Philadelphia October 10th, and Amanda, what a match that was.
Yeah, obviously back and forth, clearly, and some big discrepancies in those first 2 sets before they both really settled in. ECU being able to pull out the win, but you look, those faces when you have Buchanan with 15 kills and 7 digs. She's not here today, obviously. She's unavailable for ECU, so that's a game changer, and you're bringing in another freshman to try to fill that hole. Obviously, back and forth affair for both teams the last time they met, and this is a Temple team that hasn't been able to beat ECU since 2021, so they are eager to get a strike in that win column soon.
5 kills today for Harper, who had a double-double in Philadelphia. Boy, this is taking a little longer than I thought it would. Now, it also makes me wonder, was there something maybe earlier in the point that he's contending? Again, it all seemed pretty academic.
Yeah, normally you're looking for enough video evidence to overturn the call.
Yeah, I just wondered, did something happen earlier? See the whole point here. Was someone in the net maybe? Well, they're pointing towards the line. Did somebody step across the line? It's going to stay with Temple.
Yeah,
you know, that rule is so wonky at different levels, that mid-court, mid-line rule. But, you know, it's interesting. ECU pointed. Maybe they thought one of the blockers, I don't know, under the net, who knows. So 1 challenge remaining for ECU. Bentley going to try to keep it rolling. What a beautiful serve that was. Huff goes to the touch and finds the floor. Such grace from Huff. Really beautiful volleyball there over the block.
She's been able to pace this offense for ECU this season. Despite all the inconsistency, Huff has been a constant there on the right side.
Green. Boy, such athleticism and such explosion. 24 kills, as we noted at the top of the show, against Charlotte, and she continues to impress here. Her 4th kill of the day, making her 5th.
When we talked to Coach Hampton Keith about Green, she was like, I mean, just look at her. She can fly. Like, that's period. That is why we love her athleticism. She can fly, and we just saw that there midair.
And they have also done more with the 6-2 with her. They want to get her just more chances offensively. Makes sense, right? Huff, great job to lay out there by Harper. Jackson. Back row, Green. Look at Jackson lay out again. Set up for the freshman. What a rally here from both sides. East Carolina, though, unable to stymie the Owls here, who go up 4.
We knew we were going to see some long rallies here today. Temple top 5 in the conference in digs per set. Then you've got the Pirates top 4 in blocks per set. Elite defenses on both sides that like to extend rallies, giving themselves a better chance. Owls able to finish though.
Last year, Green, a member of the conference's all-freshman team. Linda Hampton-Keith was trying to relay something to her setter there, but could not with the band making so much noise. Tried to cut it there at an angle and just hit it too strong. And the ability certainly here for East Carolina. You made an excellent point. I think this is the case. You just have so much inexperience out there right now. It's not an ability thing. It's just kind of having that experience of playing in these matches to make those adjustments. We've seen Huff do it, but she's also got the experience. Another opportunity there for Chiraputta, and she delivers this time.
You talk about that experience, so you've got to be a little bit hopeful if you're Coach Augustine, because you can see these freshmen getting very, a lot of experience, a lot of reps early on. You like to think, hey, maybe their ceiling is really high because they're getting this immediate experience.
Oh, that just did sneak in.
Leah Harper leading the gym now with 6 kills. She's been able to find her way around that block.
Nice work there by Harper. Gilreath for Bailey. That time Huff. Oh, great hustle on that far end by the Owls. Bailey.
The touch was off of Green's forehead, just skimmed her head as she just tried to get out of the way of that rocket.
Oof, yeah.
Oh my. Coach Hampton, like, you good?
How about the dexterity there? If I were to kind of bend back like that, I might be on the floor for a couple hours.
Just snaps in half.
Oh gosh. Boy, what an afternoon shaping up for Harper. Owls doubling up the Pirates here. Now Abby Junn, junior out of Roswell, Georgia. Junn comes in down to a knee. Set up for Green, met at the net. Pirates are able to tandem block and earn the point here. Ellie Buttram in to serve now. Green outside the pin.
Green, just a sophomore, but she makes such smart decisions mid-air. Yeah, she's got a lot of time to think because she can just float up there, but she's also choosing her shots. Obviously coming down hard a couple times before, but realizing the defense is expecting that, goes with the soft tip for the score.
Bailey on the setup, but it was Green there in part with Harper.
Katie Hickey and
Or
Green.
check that, yeah, Hickey.
Closing down. Again, Hickey was not somebody who ECU had to go up against the last time they faced just a few weeks ago, and she has been a game changer right now defensively.
Hickey comes in with 55 blocks on the year. ECU was there, but able to tool it through. Harper made the adjustment.
Harper is playing such an efficient clip right now. 7 kills, hitting a .636. You are happy with those numbers if you're Coach Hampton Heap.
That dropped in. Temple thought it was going to head out, so they let it go, and that's Ekwe Anwa. They need a little productivity out of her as well. So that's a welcomed point there. Still plenty of time, lots of volleyball for ECU to climb back into this. And it'll be the first ace of the day. That's a way to get it going possibly.
And that's a big difference, what we've seen from this match versus the last time that ECU faced Temple and won. They had 10 aces against Temple, who only had 2 aces. So they're trying to get back to being more aggressive, doing something that they've been good at this season.
Both teams serving a lot better, at least from the service error standpoint. Another big swing. Harper dunks it down.
ECU with no answer for Leah Harper right now. They're going to continue to feed the hot hand.
Well, sometimes it's just that simple. 67 hitting percentage, 8 kills for the grad transfer today. Boy, how about that? The freshman just showing you a glimpse. Violet Haycan into her future. In-state recruit for East Carolina. Second service error on the day for Gilreath. We have a timeout, and we will step aside. It is Temple by 6 on the road, already up a set in this best of 5.
Hey, it's Nick. This is where it begins. I remember that moment. You brought everything you're made of, and Temple is where it comes to life. Classrooms, studios, and throughout the city. You'll be pushed and inspired by hands-on experiences that prepare you for what's next. Here, you'll discover what you're made for. Real opportunity, real results, real success. That's what it means to be Temple made.
Coming up in just a few weeks, it's the American Volleyball Championship taking place November 21st through the 23rd from the Corral in Tampa, Florida. Watch all the action on ESPN Plus. And for more championship information, visit theamerican.org. Right now, Temple would be in. The Pirates would be on the outside looking out. ECU already with a win over the Owls this year, so that makes today so important in the standings late season. ECU picking on that back row, and they're able to find another point along the back boundary. Green slaps it back into play. Oh man. Bentley kind of with a wry look on her face, knowing that just trying to send it over, and it was able to find the floor within the white lines.
Yeah, on those free balls, you always want to try to get it back deep zone 1, try to get that setter out of position.
Jackson ducking out of the way. Six now on the service errors, 2 apiece here in the second. Off the tape, it'll be an ace.
Home court advantage for ECU. Nets to your favor.
Cross sends it deep. Pirates with Huff and Bailey, so athletic, so imposing, the great length. And ECU is climbing back in it, down 3. Skim the tape again. Bailey pushing it over. Green was met. What a nice individual effort that time by Tegan Chirapata.
I think ECU really likes this rotation right now. You have a lot of size in the front row. You have one of your best, most aggressive servers behind that service line. Good combo for a run.
More of a miss hit than anything, but Chirapata was there. And another Temple ball that was not struck cleanly. Put it together as the Owls take a timeout, and it is a 5-0 scoring run for ECU. You noted it early. It's been a pretty good run of success for the Pirates against Temple. 12-9 all time, the 22nd meeting in the series, and of course ECU winning earlier in the year. It's been a minute since Temple has knocked off the Pirates.
And it's been competitive. I mean, the last 2 times they faced, it's been 5-set thrillers. So very back and forth, but we talked about how these 2 teams look a lot different than the last time they met. Temple fully healthy for the first time in a few weeks. ECU still battling through those injuries.
Temple knocked off Charlotte 3-1 in Philadelphia on Friday. Both East Carolina and Charlotte played Temple with a noon first serve on a Friday earlier in the year. Of course, the Charlotte match was just the other day. And I don't know if that was just anything they were doing maybe with the scheduling, but it isn't like anything in the American. It has to do with travel. It has to do with the team's availability of flights. But that's usually around the time that Temple told us they practice midday. So they felt like it was a good thing to play those games at noon Friday. And look, done with the day early.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing too, is following a routine can be so important.
Look at Dwayne Grooms there. Long-time athletic administrator, ECU, Barton College in Wilson, also UNCW's worked in their athletic department, joined the game here today. 16 all, and you're right, ECU's found a combination right now that's working for them.
A 6-0 scoring run spearheaded by North Cross behind the service line, continuing to attack seams in her serve.
Too strong that time, just as you said. And the Pirates couldn't stand the prosperity. So the good news is they have come back after what looked like Temple might run away and hide from them in this set. Olivia Hummel on the plus side with the service attack this year. Gilworth for Bailey. And she drives it down. Not a whole lot that Temple could do there.
Bailey now with 4 kills. You've got 3 ECU players with 4 kills. A nice growing balanced attack for the Pirates and a quick side out.
Got Haken there with 3 as well, so they've been able to piece the offense together. Harper had been quiet for a moment. Haken, boy, that was beautiful off the back row. They are really big on the potential and the future of Violet Haken. Harper touched by the Pirates. Fans here didn't like it. Mainly the band. They, I think, just like to be heard, whether they're playing their instruments or grumbling or cheering. Oh, the communication there. They ran into each other. Did Shuley and her teammate Anwa.
It's so hard as a middle to get around your setter. That's something that takes a lot of repetition, a lot of practice to be able to have that communication and movement in the middle of the court.
Yeah. Bailey underhands it. Nice play run there by Temple. Couple of times, that's just some beautiful work by the setter there, Gonzalez Narati. Just got to be so cognizant and aware of where those blockers are, and she read it beautifully both times, and it results in a 2-point Temple lead. 6-6 on the road this year are the Owls, and that's one of the reasons they feel like they will be able to find themselves in the postseason firmly. 3-game winning streak. They had lost 7 in a row, however, before that. 4-7 in the American. They would move, obviously, to a 5th win if they can triumph here today. For the Pirates, they're trying to reverse a trend of 5 of their last 6 in the L column.
Yeah, just a month left, a couple weeks left of the regular season, but still so much is undecided in those standings, right? You've got ties up and down the 1st and 2nd and 3rd in those standings. So each one of these matches is so important, especially for a team like Temple, who's already in that top 8 but wants to stay there.
Temple has made the postseason a handful of times, 4 trips to the NCAA in their history, and they themselves made the NIVC back in 2017. Gilreath dumps it over.
I love a spicy setter. The aggression at the net, above the tape, the disguise. Up there with 2 hands, brings 1 hand down that left hand. Great read for Gilreath.
So crafty. Yoza to come back on here. The 7th service error today for the Pirates. Blocks 4-4, digs fairly even, so it's a big part of today. Nice job to come up with the rejection there for Katie Hickey.
Hickey now with 4 blocks. She has been so great at tracking, getting up, and closing down. That was a group effort with Green in there.
Yep. Free ball. Gilreath again able to tap it down at the 10-foot line.
3 kills for the setter. She adds a couple points every set, just under 2 points per set. This is something she can be known for because she has that athleticism.
Pirates are into the net. So now Temple inches closer to taking a 2-0 lead. Yep.
Again, just couple of these errors really opening the door for Temple to be able to get back the lead and hold it.
He trying to come over the top. A rare miss hit in this match from Harper. Can ECU get cooking from the service line again? Bailey off the right side. Another great assist from the Pirates setter today.
Kai Bailey, half a day, now a team high 5 kills for the middle, but from the right side, a great angle for the lefty.
That time, Huff.
What a response from the Pirates, diversifying this attack, not going back to Bailey, but a nice back set to another right side swing.
It was tied. Now the Owls with a chance here to go up 2-0. And it's the veteran Bentley. Huff slaps it over. Cross dumping it down. Big smile on the Memphis senior's face, celebrating the point, tying it up at 24.
ECU will not go away. They've been able to try to contain Green. That time, a nice dig. Keeps the rally going.
So Temple, just as ECU was getting ready to serve, burns the timeout. And the Pirates have been able to inch back to tie this up. This will be a gutsy set for them if they're able to triumph. And I think if they are, you can look back on how they performed in this set to see how this match turns out. This has been a huge battle for them. Hasn't been the prettiest, but they have started to find something. 11-11 on the year, 500 here in Minges. They played an abundance of games on the road. 8-3 in the non-conference, and we're feeling really good about themselves, especially off to their best start in a while. Right now a game back behind UTSA, who sits at 8 in the conference standings. You have Temple right there tied with them. So it'd be huge today because it would give you the tiebreaker over the Owls, obviously, should you find yourself tied later in the year when it is conference tournament time.
Yeah, we talk about these freshmen, stepping up in injuries. A lot of players in positions that they haven't been in before. And you look at this team is in a position it hasn't been in a couple years now. Last year they were 9-4 or 7-3 headed into November. The year before that 9-4 headed into November, and obviously now 3-9. Different mindset headed into the last month of regular season play.
Violet Haycan out of Wilmington Hoggard. Great volleyball tradition there. Chased down, flipped the tape on the way over. Freshman made the adjustment. Here come the Owls on the attack. Go across. Gilreth controls. Great hustle there by Jackson. Another lengthy rally for these sides, and it's going to be Green hanging in the air, making the adjustment and dropping it down along the line to put the Owls up.
Oh, you really felt the sense of urgency on both sides through this rally, but it's no surprise it's Green who's able to cap it off with a kill.
So now the Pirates will burn their final timeout of set 2. We'll have intermission coming up for you in between. It was the third set that went to a 28-26 score in Philadelphia. Both teams splitting the first two in that October 10th matchup and losing by double digits respectively. Here it was ECU dropping the first set by 6. And Temple has edged ahead here. Owls have been really good at the net, 5-4 on blocks. ECU, as you noted, the way that they approach that, the intensity that they brought both sides to that rally, and Temple able with Green to score the go-ahead point for now. So with this coming up, if you're East Carolina and you got Green serving, what are you hoping for here? How do you deal with this?
Well, you want a good pass, right? You want the best pass. A 3-option pass would be great so you can get in system and side out quickly. If not, you just want to get the most aggressive attack off that you can on this first contact.
Tough ball to deal with. Pirates bump it over. Green. He set up, and it drops on the back corner. Another beautiful assist from Gonzalez Marati, and Temple will hold off East Carolina here in the second set, 26-24. We'll hit intermission, and Amanda and I will come back and review where we are to this point. But if you're Temple, you got to feel pretty good about yourselves right now. Temple with the resolve to claim that last set by 2. East Carolina trying to hang in there, but it's a 2-0 advantage for the Owls. Patrick Johnson along with Amanda Poole. Thanks for being with us here on this Sunday afternoon. Well, you look at Temple, they've just been able to hold ECU at arm's length, it seems like, and whenever they need a play, they've got Green and they've got Harper today.
Yeah, Harper playing an efficient game so far today. 10 kills, just 1 error for her. ECU hasn't been able to find an answer for her, and I think the biggest thing right now for ECU is going to be that first contact. They've kind of struggled with that serve receive, so they haven't seen their offense get into system as much as they like to because they've got some hitters. They've got some people who can make plays. Just let them.
if you're the Pirates, what is the hump you need to get over here to try to extend this thing?
Right, it's that serve receive, that first contact, getting into system, then also shutting down some plays. Bring that block back. We've seen Kai Bailey get in there, let her have a day, and step up defensively to slow and try to contain this Temple offense.
All right, let's take a look at some of the great play we've seen here early. Highlights and numbers coming up from Leah Harper, who has been really special today.
Yeah, we talked about her level of efficiency. ECU has not been able to have an answer for her. She has so much range. Her hitting window is insane. Her ability to read that block has been great. 10 kills, 1 error on 17 attacks, hitting well over 500 for the Owls.
Great day for her. Kai Bailey has been heavily involved for the Pirates at the net, providing that presence there. Bailey with 4 kills today, 5 digs for the UTSA transfer.
Yeah, and 4 blocks to go along with it. She's been a presence up there, but those 4 kills have also come in multiple ways, from the middle and from the right side on that slide route. They need to get her more involved, get some different looks from her, because she's been hard to slow down at the net.
So Kai Bailey, a great one going here. They'll need a little more production out of her. And let's look at the numbers through 2 sets. They are brought to you by the Greenville-Pitt County Convention and Visitors Bureau. 25-24 as far as kills. The attack errors, though, for ECU have been a little too much to overcome. And Temple, after a bit of a slow start, hitting 250, which is above what they have hit this season.
I think it's also credit to Temple's service. They've been very aggressive on the serve. Pirates have struggled with that serve receive. Now it's time for ECU to try to really test the serve receive for Temple. ECU had 2 aces in the second set after not having a 1 in the first set. And remember, last time these 2 teams faced, ECU had 10 aces against Temple, really getting them out of system, something they haven't been able to do so much today.
Also had Sydney Buchanan, who's not available here. You see the line of demarcation, Temple and UTSA. So that is your top 8. UTSA mathematically out if everything started today. So the Pirates could pull into a tie with Temple if they're able to get a victory here, but they have some work to do down 2 sets.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, with how tight the standings are right now in that top half. There's just 1 month of play left, but still so much undecided as these teams are fighting for that postseason in November.
Could be a multi-bid situation again. In fact, it will be a multi-bid situation again with Rice an RPI of 38. South Florida playing very well. ECU gets off to the good start, and Bailey getting involved again.
I like when players make us look like we know what we're talking about. We're like, hey, we need this person to do well if ECU wants a chance, and Kai Bailey comes out with a kill.
There's nothing worse than the announcer's curse. So when you get one that goes the opposite way or goes in your favor, you got to celebrate. So that's Green answering back. We noted earlier that for the Pirates, they are facing today Olivia Hummel, who is out there right now along the front. Went to Green Level High School in Cary, and they won a state championship. Congratulations to a couple high schools here in Pitt County. J.H. Rose High School here in Greenville, winning the 6A volleyball championship, and then it was a championship for Aiden Grifton High School in the 3A. They are right down the road, and they win their first volleyball championship. So congratulations to both high schools representing the 252. And to Hamilton Keefe, used to coach in the building where they played those championship games yesterday, Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh on the campus of NC State. Nice job to set it back by Green. Coming in, Harper. A nice rally from both sides here. Pirates at the net. Green, blocked, rejected by the freshman Haken.
Violet Haken, her 3rd career block ever, and it might be the prettiest one against an all-star in Green, being able to shut down that solo block. It's a feather in her cap.
I tell you, if you could see the look on Green's face right now, it is kind of seething a little bit. And Haken again in on the action. Missed some time earlier this year in concussion protocol, and it's really starting to get her sea legs now. Well, it's a quick start here in the third set. We're ready for Green again that time. Green met at the net again. Huff off the back row. Now Hummel. Job to get a hand on it there by Hickey, who looked like maybe she came up a little game on her ankle. Down the line. The Pirates getting the point. 5-1 ECU.
Huff with the thumb up play down the line, just turning that shoulder and ripping it, finding that seam.
Hummel lands it herself on a tight line down the near side stripe. And that'll give Temple an opportunity to serve here. Cairo Bentley to handle the honors. Dropped it down at the attack line. Some more versatility by Huff on display.
ECU really flexing its weapons right now between Haken, Bailey, and Huff. They've all been able to chip in. That balanced attack, hard to stop.
Easy free ball to dispense up there, Northcross.
And Northcross, right? So you've got Huff, Haken, Bailey, and Northcross all being able to have a presence there up at the net. And credit to ECU setter for getting everyone involved.
Green comes racing in. Nice dig by Yosa. Yosa the setup for Green. Rolling shot. It'll go on Temple, so ECU up by 6.
Regardless of the violation, Northcross putting up the hands, a back set from the middle. She's got some touch.
Hummel, oh, nice job on the back row there by Buttram. She'll negotiate it over. Hummel. That's going to be a point for ECU. Hummel thought it was touched. Let's see if they break out the green. Well, they're not. Something else is a little more concerning as far as, no, it is a point for the Owls. Confusion at the table to put it up. There's also a delay on the call. Poked over by Hummel. Huff through the block. Well, there's a way to get it back, right?
Yeah, a lot of scramble on the Owls side of the net, and ECU taking advantage of a quick set to come down with a kill.
Timeout taken by the Owls. 9-3 Pirates in set 3. ECU has come out strong here. Welcome into Greenville, North Carolina and Minges Coliseum. Patrick Johnson, Amanda Poole. Minister to the left hand. Oh, and then it is looped over. Found a spot. No, wait a minute. This is going to be a Temple point. Adler Augustine is looking for an explanation.
Not sure if that was on Kai Bailey in the net. Either way, great effort from Darren Gilreath on that dig.
Well, with just the one challenge remaining, was she over?
Oh yeah, Kai Bailey in the net.
Good job by our crew to find that. Another collision, this time between Temple players. Everybody appears to be okay.
Gonzalez Marati slow to get up.
She's limping a little bit.
Going for that dig in coverage, just colliding.
Green just not getting enough of that one, kind of mistimed her jump for once.
Sometimes that's the pro of having a block, not just to shut it down, but just the presence of a block, making the hitter have to read you and make a quick decision.
It's the ex-Pirate Finister. I think East Carolina has done a really nice job at least presenting a presence and challenging Green for the most part today.
Well, and clearly she's high on everybody's scouting report as an opposition, but for Temple, they do have other weapons that have been able to shine. We talked about Leah Harper. Now you have Finister picking up a quick kill. She's got 3. It's going to be key for Temple to get back in this, diversify that attack.
Pirates are getting a really good day, a balanced day from their offense, and that was Bailey.
Kai Bailey on this slide has been pretty much unstoppable. She's able to have that nice connection with her setter, really causing the blockers to be late to close out that pin, and Bailey takes full advantage of that split.
Look at the percentages now. ECU bringing that up. We're there again to challenge Harper through the Temple block. Green swooping in, nicely done there by Shuley. Let's chase it down. Oh, what a beautiful swing from the freshman Haycan, who found the space on the back row. Angled it for the point. ECU by 8, their largest advantage of the day.
7 kills from the freshman now. No block defense, just looking out of order for Temple.
Miscommunication led to an easy stuff. Bailey and Northcross have each done that here in this set. And Temple down 9, burning the timeout, or is that the media? We've hit the media. No, it is a Temple timeout. American Women's Soccer Championship taking place the 3rd through the 9th from Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Watch all the action on ESPN Plus with the final match on ESPNU. For more information on the championship, visit theamerican.org. Amanda, we've got to figure out how we can get to Florida this time of year in November for soccer and for volleyball. It's not cold here by any stretch, but it just would be nice to be in Florida this time of year. So will you work on that for us?
I will. I'll get right on it.
Very good. ECU getting in as the 8th seed to take on the top seed Memphis. Last year, the Pirates won 3 in a row to make an NCAA. And they actually beat Memphis in that title tilt. You seemed a little like, if I'm going to Florida, I'm leaving you behind. That was how I gleaned your answer there.
Yeah, I might do my own thing.
Yeah, I think you are. I think you will. All right, what's the difference, Amanda, right now in ECU in set 3 versus the first 2?
The Pirates are playing extremely clean. 0 errors, 12 kills, hitting over 570 here in this set. They are very efficient.
And the block that time by Hickey.
The first block of the set for Temple, something that they will need if they want to get back in this one. A defensive front to slow down this rolling attack from the Pirates here in this set.
Let's see Yoza, who had 20 assists against the Pirates in the October matchup. On the serve, and that one is dumped over as well. They have found a little bit of a hole in that attack line area, the donut, if you will. They've taken advantage of that here at times this afternoon. The Pirates up 9. Beautiful ace from the hand of Ellie Jackson.
The first one for ECU here in this set, the third one of the day for the Pirates.
Jackson will go again. Pirates by 10 here. And Harper, when the Owls needed a point, get the side out.
Yeah, we haven't said her name much here in set 3, and she was a big part of the way that Temple was able to take sets 1 and 2.
Maddie Metcalf, freshman from Pennsylvania, will come in. And she will serve. Serving aces for Metcalf this season. Through the block, nice job by Jackson to get down. Green blocked again by the freshman.
What an effort defensively for the Pirates. First, an amazing dig by Jackson, followed up by a big block from the freshman, stepping up when her number's called.
He can at 5'11", skying and creating the block with the left hand. Green towards the front row. Nice, easy play for Hummel. Wait, how about that touch from Green to put it right where Hummel was expecting it?
That's something that Green does so well too. When she's not hitting the best, struggling offensively right now, she's on the court for a reason, that 6 rotations, because just her being on the court can help in so many other ways.
Pounding it through the block there. North Cross, they needed a good performance from North Cross today. Probably did not play her best Friday against #1 Rice, but has really shown up today. She hit .733 against these Owls back in October. And today, North Cross, .385. A little more like it for the senior. Huff, great defensive play by Metcalf. And through the block, Hummel, that's going to be a point for the Pirates. Able to reject it. Hummel couldn't swing through.
The Pirates doing a nice job of not letting Temple go on a run, siding out quickly, staying in these rallies.
ECU did get the hands down. Thought for a second they may not have, but they were able to. Hummel will try again. Finister trying to go at her old teammate North Cross, who was there.
And again, that one not blocked. That one was blocked by the top of the tape, but it's that presence of the block that can kind of be that mental matchup for hitters.
Chance for Green, tapped it back. Green tried to make the adjustment, but the Pirates have done an outstanding job of walling her off from that right side.
Pirates are 4th in this conference in blocks per set for a reason. North Cross helping to lead that charge. She got a nice little hang time at the net.
It's a 4-0 scoring run, and don't look now, but the Pirates, this is almost hard to believe, are up 13.
Very different story compared to the first 2 sets.
Finished her that time, driving it down.
This is something you can do against a block that's finding its rhythm. Temple needs to diversify that attack, get the middle involved, not be too predictable on offense.
Green will come out and they're going to roll in to provide a serve here. It's going to be Sophia Hardy, junior from Ashburn, Virginia. Hardy sends it over. Can't chase it down. Pirates with Norcross leading the assault, 22-9 now.
Northcross kind of landed funny after that swing, but walked it off.
She'll now take her spot and serve here. I think anytime you get a chance to serve, you do kind of walk it off a little bit. If the ankle's bothering you just a little, well, hey, I get to serve it. If I'm going to serve an ace, I'll do it again.
Leads this team in aces, 26 headed into this match.
She's been remarkable from the service line. A wonderful job, the pancake to dive in there from the freshman. And the Pirates now can do no wrong. The defense, too, has really improved in this set for East Carolina.
Not only getting the ball up, but getting it better after that dig, right? How can you finish that rally out after that great dig?
Yoza went crashing into our setup over here. She's okay, but just frustrated she couldn't get to it. But how about East Carolina? They found something in the third after intermission and have gotten back into this match. A 16-point spread, and the Pirates taking set 3. The Pirates with one of the most efficient sets of the season. 25-9 over Temple. I don't know, Temple just seemed flat-footed there. Of course, East Carolina had a lot to do with that. Leah Harper, Allie Huff, and we didn't hear a lot from Harper in that particular set.
credit to ECU for being aggressive, getting Temple out of system. They couldn't get to Harper as much, but we just didn't see her as much either. They really tried to force it to Green a lot, but now ECU catching on that Green's the go-to and closing her down. And shout out to ECU for their clean play. 16 kills, 1 error on 29 total attacks, hitting 517 in set 3. It's going to be really hard to slow down a team that is firing on all cylinders like that. Challenge that Temple will step up to in set 4.
Add to that 3 aces, 4 blocks. I mean, there was a lot in there that ECU can build off of. And for Temple now, they've got to come out maybe with a little more fire in the belly. You wonder if they got complacent. And you made a great point as well. Out of system going to Green. But there is a little bit, you need to maybe feed the hot hand for yourself.
Yeah, and you saw Hummel get in there. She's got 7 kills now, not as efficient, but Finister trying to add on, diversify that attack against this ECU team that's starting to get the picture as far as who's getting that set.
Well, how about the middles today? Bailey and Northcross. Bailey's, of course, played the right side some as well, but a combined 16 kills for that duo, 6 blocks. Northcross hitting at 429, and that's more along the lines of what she was doing early in the season. She hit 200 against Rice the other day, but she is such an effective weapon for you as an offensive middle. So just to have her back contributing, they will start with Bailey here. Those two are quite interchangeable. Gilreath out there, and a really solid match this afternoon by the freshman Violet Haken. She showed up with a couple of big blocks. Again, Pirates serving tough. Gilreath dumps it down.
Like that 3 kills for the setter. She's gotten a very efficient clip. When she decides to do that and makes that read, more than likely she's going to earn her point.
Took a tough angle, but was able to be handled. And the Pirates on the tandem block. Bailey with some words of encouragement for Haken. Haken's still that freshman apologizing for everything. Bailey said, no, it was fine. You did great. Bailey at the net again. Another opportunity for Harper. And she tried to tool it down the line, but missed.
Right idea, just trying to work her way around that block that had a lot of success in set 3. Harper trying to be smart on that outside.
Another fast start for ECU out of the gates. Give Harper another try. Oh, wonderful job to lay out there by the freshman, but it results in a Temple point. It's almost as if some of these younger, more inexperienced players for the Pirates need to kind of get their feet wet because they're just playing a little more instinctively right now rather than looking like they're thinking through everything.
And that's so true, right? You talk about the cons, maybe the growing pains of having a young, inexperienced team, but what about the pros? You have a lot of underclassmen making some fun plays because that's all they know how to do, right? Just go out and compete. Not a lot of thought that goes into it.
Tried to, again, negotiate that block, and Harper hit it long. Well, ECU has done a much better job of a presence at the net in dealing with Green and now Harper. And that's been a strength, or was a strength, for ECU early in the year. That block for a long time leading the American in that department, but just the presence of its players there. And there it is showing up again.
It's a great communication, talking in that back line for the Pirates, just tracking that ball all the way to that back line to make sure it's out. And very disciplined in set 3 and set 4.
Green with the adjustment. The Owls serving down 2.
And Green, we talk about the struggles she had, just inconsistently, efficiency today. ECU doing a nice job of scouting her, but she's got 10 kills. She's still going to get her kills, get her points for this squad as they go to her a lot. 38 attacks.
It's one of those deals. She's going to get her points. She's going to get her kills. She's going to have an imprint on the game. Just how much can you maybe slow her? That time ECU in the net. So the violation will give it to Temple. We're down a point here. Harper to serve.
These free points, something ECU didn't give too many away in set 3.
Double-double for Harper, as we noted. These teams played in October in Philadelphia. Pirates won that one in 5 sets. The adjustment coming there on the swing from the freshman Haken. And now we're tied at 5.
First kill for Katie Hickey. When you talk about bringing in new pieces and having a different look, getting somebody like Hickey involved will be great offensively. She's already got 5 blocks, but now adds on some offensive production.
Jousting at the net, advantage Temple with Hummel.
Hummel did a nice job in her read and timing, getting those hands up and pressing down. Nice crunch in the air.
Temple's high school alma mater, as we mentioned, going undefeated, the only undefeated team in high school volleyball in North Carolina this year. They have a ton of players going to play at the next level. Lindley Miller going to UNC. They have players going to play beach at Georgia State. This green level, the Gators also have players going to Colorado State. So there's a handful, half a dozen big-time college recruits, a handful of them committed. And their libero had not committed as of yesterday anywhere, despite numerous offers. Oh, and coming down hard there, the freshman. And this is an all too familiar scene for ECU. Braden Hingston, the trainer, out. Violet Haken on the attack, collapsing down and goes to her right leg and going to help her up here. Boy, a scary moment, and one far too familiar to the Pirates this year, and it was just a matter of she stepped on the foot of Green.
Yeah, Green coming in hot on that swing and kind of flowing into under the net, and then Haken just looked like she rolled her ankle. It definitely rolled that right ankle, but it's a matter of...
Well, you certainly hope it's no injury situation.
She's laughing. That's a good sign.
But if it's going to be something, because the Buchanan, that was just shades of the terrible injury Buchanan suffered with injuring her knee against Charlotte a couple weeks ago. Buchanan, by the way, will have surgery on that knee this week. Alderete has started some limited practices. She, of course, injured her knee in the conference tournament last year. But might have been more of a thing where it was scarier than the injury. That's what you're hoping, at the very least.
Well, especially, like you said, with what this team has already faced. Unfortunately, they are familiar with these injuries, so it's just kind of that mental aspect of the game, like pushing through that.
Well, both the players making sure that the surface is dry for both sides. Well, the training staff continues to pay attention to the freshman Haken, who does have some tears welling up in her eyes. And that, as ECU is battling here point for point in the fourth set, is a big loss. No need to hide underneath the table, I will protect you, Amanda. The volleyball comes over our way. That's Green coming through and bringing the Owls to within a point.
That's a great pass by Claudia Rivera. Got targeted a couple times, got aced, and then comes up with a nice serve receive there to be able to set up a quick tempo set for Green. Side tap.
Well, some power on the other end for ECU. Huff coming through.
Again, a great first contact to be able to get to the setter. Setter gets her hitter in great position, and it's Huff who closes down.
Pushing it over. Controlled by Rivera, and Temple able to cash in.
It's a nice swing by Hummel off the high hand. This is what you have to do against ECU's block. High contact off of a little late block from the Pirates to be able to get that touch and tool.
Claudia Rivera, the freshman in. Guaynabo, Puerto Rico is where she is from, number 6 in there. Point for the Pirates on the service error. Boy, that's really cleaned up since the first set. Another miscommunication along the front row in this match. Time for Temple. Huff able to rear back and send it through. Just looking over towards the Pirate bench. The good news right now with Haken, she is standing. So able to put some weight on it, and they're just going to run her through some tests, it would appear. That dropped in. Northcross with another ace today.
A laser beam, not an ace, a laser beam coming over. 4 aces though for Northcross. So much power, but to be able to keep that power in is her specialty. Well.
Tried again, too long that time. That first one, the one a moment ago, I don't think she could have placed it any better had nobody been in the gym but her. Pirates by 2. This has been a set that has swung back and forth. Oh, great effort by Temple, but the Pirates with another sustained rally that leads to a 3-point spread here.
Yeah, good effort by the Owls, but it's Kai Bailey coming from that gap on the net, not the middle, not the outside, but right in between those two sections to really fool the Temple blockers.
Some contributions here with some set time for Ekwe Anwa. She's back on, and Shuli to deliver. Shuli lays out. It was an easy ball over the top for Finister.
Credit to Lexi Yoza, the 5'7" setter for Temple, to be able to deny that first ball. Nice net play from Yoza.
Abby Jund to go to work here. Oh, that was a heavy ball. Jun with the dig. Pirates unable to close out that time the swing from Harper.
Harper just going right at the high hands, being able to tool it off hard. Just for her 12th kill.
Green with a dozen kills, 8 digs today. And in such a tight affair, the service line is coming back into play. Pirates trying to get it to a 5th and decisive set. Some work to do here at the midway point of set 4, down 2-1. Green somehow got that to land for a point.
I think a little miscommunication on what set and where, but Green was kind of the back row attack, popping it over. Great placement. Might not be pretty, but there's the point.
13 kills today for Christina Green, coming off the 24 at home against Charlotte Friday. She'll get another chance here. And now she's got 14.
Green just targeting deep zone 1, deep in that corner, trying to catch the middle back.
14-14. Temple serving East Carolina here in Greenville. Another ball that was served up on a platter for the middle for the Owls. Temple burns the, or East Carolina rather, burns the timeout as Temple has stormed back in front. Go around the American, Wichita State and South Florida. That's a big one. You've got Florida Atlantic in the second, ahead of Tulsa. Rice and Charlotte battling across the state of North Carolina, and then later on, a couple of matches in the American. One day for volleyball. Things really get intensified down the stretch. A little too much that time on it from Allie Buttram, and ECU having to figure out life without Haycan, who had really become an effective front row player for them in this match, but stepped on Green's ankle. And this has led to ECU now trailing by 2, trying to find a way to fight back and even this up. And again, another ball that Jackson gets to, makes contact, but is unable to really control and sends it over, and the middles for Temple are feasting on that at the moment, or at least the players at the net all told are feasting on that right now.
Yeah, Green doing a nice job of playing bigger than she is, right? 5'10", a little undersized, but her vertical is outstanding, kind of gets up there like she's over 6 foot.
Not one to question height for obvious reasons, but 5'10" may be gracious. Doesn't, but you're right, she plays so much bigger than what she is listed as, and is in reality. Jackson. Too strong for Green, and again the Pirates had a presence awaiting her at the tape.
Green had success in that placement a couple times ago, trying to find that sweet spot once again.
Augustine with some comments towards our referees here today. Or cross. Nice job by Yoza. And Yoza's efforts allow Harper to finish the play. Owls by 2. Trying to get to that red zone area. Up 2 here. Owls have made a great adjustment after a lackluster third. Blue Cross was trying to sell the idea that it may have been touched. 19-16, and you feel this one maybe slowly starting to slip away from East Carolina. Temple seizing some momentum here. Can the Pirates got out a comeback? Much better job that time off the back row controlling. Getting a hand on it there. Hickey results in a Pirate point.
Again, it's just the presence of that block for ECU that can cause some problems. It's not always about the shutdown play, but just getting those touches, having that presence.
Rivera laying out. Huff tried to go over the outreached arms. Temple at the net.
Rivera doing a nice job in the back row defensively. She was one that didn't play against ECU in their last matchup for Temple. Now she's back and trying to make up for lost time.
Temple first to 20. Green off of the North Cross effort. North Cross again with the left hand. Finister serving as a setter. Apparently Green committed a violation there, or was it Finister before? I believe it was Green.
I believe it was Green going under the net, or in the net. It was a tight set, kind of a tough position for Green. She's been in a couple of those this afternoon.
Huff Bentley jostled for it the net, and it will be won by Temple.
Finister with the finesse above the tape. A nice joust. Using her size, but also using her ability to tap that one over, directed in the joust. Good timing for Finister.
Finister taking advantage there against her old squad, some old teammates there. Too strong for Chirapata.
This ECU team played so clean in set 4. Excuse me, in set 3, had 1 error in the whole set. Now they've got 5 errors right now in set 4.
Finister puts it home.
That's what you want to see if you're Temple and you see that free ball coming over. You want a perfect tempo offense coming down with a kill. Finister.
Pirates called the timeout. Down 5, trying to hang on here. Owls will hit the road coming up next weekend. A Texas trip for them. UTSA, which, pending the results of today's matchups will be quite interesting. Then to Denton to take on North Texas, a non-con midweek against Howard on the 12th. And then they will wrap up the regular season in Philadelphia with Tulsa and Wichita State. It'll be Tulsa and Wichita State up for the Pirates next. That trip this weekend, and then 2 at home against UAB and Memphis. So the road does not get any easier for ECU as they try to vie for the American tournament. And unless they can turn something around here and get it to a 5th set, which they would ultimately take, that path becomes a little more difficult after today.
This is an unfamiliar mindset for this ECU team. These past couple of seasons, it was kind of a given for the postseason when they headed into November. This year now they're just trying to see if they can make it into the tournament, if they can finish this month out strong.
Adler Augustine's team, you mentioned it statistically, but just played really well in that 3rd set, but the inexperience and youth maybe showing a little bit here, unable to replicate much of that performance here in the 4th. A lot of mistakes have led to easy points for the Owls. Tandem block, though, over with Huff and Northcross on the right.
The first block in this set for ECU.
Bailey reports back on now as Northcross will serve, and this has been an area where she has thrived all season, and especially last set. Hummel receives, now Hummel will swing. Oh, great job to lay out the pancake from the veteran Bentley, but the Pirates able to cash in. Little 2-0 spurt, Temple burns a quick timeout.
ECU doing a nice job of when the rally gets extended, they stay in it. Credit to Temple for the defensive effort, a nice pancake from the libero. But back-to-back blocks for the Pirates.
And it was Finisher who actually got a hand on that ball as it went over the net initially. Here are the conference standings coming into today. Temple with a game lead over East Carolina. Pirates trying to storm back here and put themselves in a position to get that 4th conference win. They'll need to win the race to 25, trailing by 2, and then you have UTSA right now a game ahead of them.
Yeah, each matchup just holds so much more weight when you see how tight these standings are up and down, especially in the top half. But then you have these teams just fighting for a spot, a chance in that tournament to make a run.
Yeah, a lot will change in the next 2 weeks. Yep. Really, I would say from that 7-4 mark on up. We mentioned Wichita State with a big one today for them.
I believe they won the conference tournament last year.
They sure did, out in Wichita. So you never really could count them out. The bench thought that a violation should have been called on Temple. What hustle by Green. Challenged at the net in the middle, Northcross. Pirates will get another opportunity now. That's Huff. ECU going to serve here with Northcross continuing down 2.
It's now 14 kills for Huff, tying a season and career high.
Big day for her, and Northcross smacks her hands in frustration. On another service error, double digits for the Pirates today with 11.
It's interesting how that storyline comes back, giving Temple match point.
Match point now for the Owls. Pirates will try to stay alive. Green with the setup. And how fitting it is Harper, who had such a fast start for them today, slamming the door on ECU and evening the season series between these two as they get the 3-1 win today. Pirates gave it a great effort near the end, but it is East Carolina falling short. And the Owls come on the road and win their 4th in a row. That followed a 7-game skid. Temple now 15-11, and they get their 5th conference win.
And their first win over ECU since 2021. Big milestone for the Owls. Way to respond in set 4 after dropping that 3rd set, 25-9. They come back out, win this one by 4 against the Pirates.
Pirates looked really good in the 3rd, but Temple bouncing back after a bit of a lackluster performance.
We talked about Leah Harper, 14 kills for her, a little quiet there in set 3, but they brought the guns back out for set 4. Leah Harper finishing with 14 kills, but it was Green that led the team with 16 kills. She got fed the ball a lot today, but was able to come up big for the Owls.
And we're going to be joined by Linda Hampton-Keith, the Temple coach, with us here. Really bounced back very nicely in that 4th set. You get a 4th win on the road. Never easy to win on the road in this conference, but your team played really well today.
Thank you. Yeah, it didn't always feel like it though, did it? I just told our team, I'm like, it doesn't always feel great, but when we just stick in there and gut it out play by play, that's the result you get. And so I'm really, really proud of our team today because it was not easy.
Yeah.
What do you get from Harper when you see Green? You know, you guys feed her so much,
Right.
and she kind of struggled efficiently wise, but Harper was able to come up for you guys big today.
Yeah, huge to be able to rely on some people. And so we always talk about, hey, heaven forbid we get everybody clicking on the same day. Watch out. But, you know, but that's the beauty of it, right, is when one person struggles, someone else can kind of step up and fill that role. And so great job by Harper today to do that.
What does this mean for you to start out November with a win?
I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it's a beautiful win on the road. We're going to celebrate that, but then we got to get back to work on Monday because the conference season is long and we still got a long road ahead of us.
And we talked to you about this before, but I mean, really, when you look at where you've come from where you were just a few weeks ago, really a lot of it is health and just getting everybody back, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely a piece of it because we have all of our options and we can kind of roll through the Rolodex, if you will, and sometimes you saw us, we got into a little revolving door there, and so it's nice to know that we have all those options available to us if we need them to call on everyone because this is truly a team effort.
Well, you come back to North Carolina and get a win, so congratulations.
Thank you so
to
much.
on that.
Thank you for
Congrats.
All right.
Yes.
Great to have Coach with us here. And a big win for Temple today as they come on the road. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, the start of the college basketball season, as ECU hosts rival UNCW at 6 o'clock. You can join Evan Budrovich and Brittany Hoyt for that one. As for our crew today, excellent work by them, and great to be with you, Amanda. Enjoyed it a lot today. Amanda Poole with us here. Wonderful to have her. Speaking for all of those folks, I'm Patrick Johnson. The Owls soar into Greenville, and they get the 4-set win over ECU. So long, everybody.